Hey everybody, welcome back to Using My Story, Drugopedia. Today is going to be a good one. This is for all the parents. Today we're going to be talking about emojis that teens use for drug codes. Now, before you start hating on me, I know there's going to be a million young people talking about, wow, you throwing us under the bus, you a narc, yada, yada, yada. Well, to be honest, I'm willing to take the hit on this one. I heard a story recently of a mom who she said that she was doing phone checks on her child. She didn't really think anything was going wrong. Looking back, there was some certain emojis on his phone that showed that he was involved in substance abuse and he was struggling with drugs. And she didn't get to those issues in time, and this young man ended up using, and he was using marijuana. That became a gateway drug to other drugs, and unfortunately he passed away because of addiction. So this video right here is going to help a lot of you, and especially those parents who don't really know how to talk to their children about substance abuse. So today we're going to decode emojis teenagers use for drugs. It's important to know the different types of text that your teens are sending out. This is going to help you identify some of these messages that they're referring to and what is really being talked about on that phone. Now, various factors can contribute to teen drug use and misuse. First time often occurs in social settings with easily accessible substances. So your child, hopefully they don't use, hopefully they don't get high, hopefully they don't drink, but there's some signs that you could identify that will tell you if they're beginning to struggle with substance abuse or if they're testing it out. So let's dive into our first and most commonly used drug amongst teens. So the most commonly used drug amongst teenagers is marijuana. So we're going to go over some emojis that resemble this and signify this, and I'm sure they're going to come up with some more creative ways, but for now this is what I got. So number one, you have right here this leaf, this green leaf emoji that most of the time signifies it. You have this little maple leaf right here, so you know that's one to look out for. And you can't forget about the Christmas trees. If it's summertime and they're showing the Christmas trees, then you already know what they might be talking about. Then you see these little flying little leaves right here. You already know. And you can't forget about the broccoli. Now, this right here doesn't mean they're vegetarian. Doesn't mean that they want to eat veggies tonight. This means that they're trying to get some of that top shelf, some of that Zaza, some of them runts. So it's important to know what that means. Lucky Charm, that doesn't mean that they want cereal for breakfast. That most times means that it's talking about marijuana. Then you got the palm tree and my personal favorite, the smoke emoji. So I don't know, if you type in fart on your iPhone, that might pop up, but chances are they're not trying to invite all their friends to fart together after school. If they put that emoji right there, then you could pretty much be sure they're talking about smoking. Cigarette emoji, these all could resemble smoking a joint. The fire emoji is blazing a joint or trying to get lit, which also means being intoxicated. And this little crazy, trippy little scientific emoji right here symbolizes a bong in some situations. Let's go a little deeper into this plug one. This plug one could represent a dealer or someone who could hook you up with some weed or hook you up with some other type of drugs. Keep an eye out for that plug emoji. Now, there's another one that we're going to talk about, and these are emojis that symbolize heroin. So number one, you see the needle emoji. That needle emoji could symbolize heroin. Also, the dragon emoji could sometimes symbolize heroin. The horse emoji, the target emoji, this brown heart emoji can also resemble heroin. Next, we're going to talk about cocaine. Cocaine emojis. So number one, the snowflake. Again, if you don't live in the snow, your teenager doesn't go skiing, they don't go snowboarding, they're not trying to build a snowman, this most likely will resemble cocaine. Also, the coconut, the cocoa. I'm in love with the cocoa. That right there will resemble cocaine. The little emoji guy right here with the tissue on his nose, Cocaine. The key. What does the key have to do with cocaine? Well, sometimes people will put a little bit of, dip it in that baggie and do a little key bump off the key. So the key emoji could mean cocaine. The snowman can also resemble cocaine. And we can't forget about the 8-ball. The 8-ball could also represent cocaine, and also the pufferfish emoji could represent cocaine. This is what we're going to talk about for the next emoji for cough syrup. Some people also call it lean. Some people call it that purple drink. But the bottle emoji doesn't mean that they want to take care of their little brother and sister. Number 2, the grape emoji could also represent cough syrup abuse. The purple heart emoji, that doesn't always mean they're trying to go into the military or be a war veteran. This could represent cough syrup. Also, the magic ball could also represent cough syrup. So keep an eye out for those. Now let's talk about MDMA. You got the candy emoji, heart with the lightning emoji, the mind blown emoji, the red X, which also represents ecstasy, or the red heart emoji. Next we have psilocybin, also known as magic mushrooms. And the main one that's used for that is that mushroom emoji. Now let's talk about crystal meth. For crystal meth, you have the diamond emoji, the mountain emoji, the blue heart emoji, or the test tube emoji. Xanax, you have the bus emoji. This represents, on a Xanax, it has a little squares. It's part of a bar. So they got the bus, they got the chocolate bar emoji, or also the pill emoji. And these next ones can be described to mean different types of prescription pills or drugs in general, or oxycodone. You have the pill emoji, you have the blue P, which could also be used for Percocets. You have the blue circle, which could represent pressed pills or M30s. And you have the banana emoji. Now, when you see that rocket emoji, it could mean there's high quality drugs or being super intoxicated. The gas tank emoji could mean intoxicated. It can also refer to high quality marijuana. They call it that gas. I need that gas. So that right there could also mean that they're dealing with some weed. We have great resources. I'm connected to a great adolescent program. If you suspect that your teen is using or struggling with even mental health addictions or substance abuse, feel free to reach out. If you have suspicions that your teenager is using and you want to get them tested, we have testing cups available. We could probably ship them out to you. Feel free to reach out to me and we'll get that going. If you know someone who has a young person that's struggling with addiction, you'd be surprised by how many people I've seen, young people, 14, 15-year-olds, struggling with fentanyl, struggling with pressed pills. If you know anybody like that, you don't have to be hopeless. You don't have to just watch that happen. Reach out to me, click the link in my bio, and we'll be able to help you. Please like and subscribe. Share this video with anyone that might need it. And if you have any more video ideas, feel free to share them in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.